you want that when it's cold outside, huh? When you thought you couldn't get what you get at church online. The choir said you feel it moving down in your soul because it doesn't matter where you are if it is with you. Anybody hear what I just said? It doesn't matter where you are. I know getting the job. I know to gather one to another is a wonderful thing. But, I can see y'all. Y'all can see me. I can see you. As long as I can see one face. As long as I can see Queen Tracy. As long as I can see Dr. Daughter. Long as I can see. Long as I can see. Oh, that's it right there. Long as I can see, I'm good. All right. What is the first word for this new year? What is the first word, the first sermon for this season? If 2 and 2 and 3, 7 is the number of manifestation, then 2 and 2 and 4 and 8 is the number of infinity, right? So if you manifested the things you said you desired in 2023, if some things showed up that you didn't expect, if some things showed up that needed healing, holding, helping, if some things about you came up, hello, so that you could work on you, take care of you, expand and enlarge you, what is 2024 coming to bring? This is what I prayed on to the Lord, and this is the answer I got. Turn with me to the book of Matthew. It's 26th chapter. Matthew, this is gangster all by itself because the sermon today is coming from Matthew 26, 36, 46. Matthew is 26th chapter, verses 36 through 46. So that alone for me just felt like God is getting ready to show us how to leap bounds over some stuff. Like it's my own thing. You don't have to come with me, but I'm going. So stay with me. Hello, somebody. If you stay with me, you can come with me. Matthew 26, 36 through 46 reads as such. Then Jesus went with the disciples to a place called Gethsemane. And he said to them, sit here while I go over there. Remember Bill Cosby and Cosby Show said, that is here. That is there. Come here, right? Be very specific about the appointed place. He said, sit here while I go over there and pray. He took Peter and 2 sons of Zebedee along with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. When he said to them, my soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Stay here and keep watch with me. Going a little further, he fell with his face to the ground and prayed, my Father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. Yet, not as I will, but as you will. Then he returned, which means he said to one group, stay here. Then he went there, and then there he said, y'all stay here, and I'm going there. So he came back to the first there group, not the second there group, the ones he took with him, but then said, y'all stay here. There became here. Just it's gonna feel like, but stay with me, right? He said, when the Lord Father, blah, 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 blah. 40 says, then when he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping, couldn't you men keep watch with me for 1 hour? He asked Peter. See, the group that came separated from the separated. He said, watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. There's so many joints in this. It's in this 10 verses, so many things you've heard a lot in church. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. He went away a second time and prayed, my Father, if it is not possible for this cup to be taken away unless I drink it, may your will be done. I love that, my Father. That's for you, Minister Peggy. That my Father, my Father, my Father. If it is not possible for this cup to be taken unless I drink it, may your will be done. When he went back, 43 says, he again found them sleeping because their eyes were heavy. So he left them and went away once more and prayed the third time, saying the same thing. Then he returned to the disciples and said to them, are you still sleeping and resting? Look, the hour has come, and the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer. The Lord God add a blessing to the reading of God's word. As I ask you to receive for this first sermon of 2024, what shall I do? What shall I do? Now, in order to really understand what's happening right before this, you have to understand that at the top of the chapter, what the kind of 26 is where Jesus says to when Jesus and the disciples have communion. Hello, somebody. They have communion. That's what's happening in Matthew 26. And in Matthew 26 is communion. And they're sitting in fellowship. And then there comes this conversation about the time. He says, I know it's going to go into fast motion in a minute. So I want you to understand the process, because when it's happening, you're going to get convoluted. When it's happening, you might get out of sorts. So while we're sitting here at dinner, while we're sitting here breaking bread, while we got some downtime, some still time, y'all hear what I'm trying to tell you? He said, let me make clear the assignment to you. He explains the process. He says, first, they will strike the shepherd. Then the sheep will scatter. Then the resurrection will occur. And I need you to meet me at Galilee. Anybody hear that? It's 4 easy steps. First, they will strike the shepherd, right? So just a reminder, in case, because we've been hanging out and we've been getting close and you've been feeling safe, in case you forgot that there was an assignment on my life. There's a purpose for me to be here, not just to make you feel good, but to do a thing. Hello, somebody. Hello, somebody. I want you to be reminded that the first thing they're going to do is strike the shepherd. In doing so, by design, just by the construct of the human condition, the sheep will scatter. You don't want to. You want to believe you're going to be strong and mighty. You want to believe you're going to hold up and hold out. But anybody who's been through anything while you were in ministry understand what it means when Jesus forewarned us. They're going to strike the shepherd, and then the sheep were scattered, right? So with y'all out the way, they get to me. And then the assignment gets to be finished, because they will in fact then kill me. But then I'm going to be resurrected, because that's the part that we sometimes forget. Like, we want the resurrection story without the death without the beat down without the pushing, without the yoke breaking, without the thing happening that has to happen for the next level thing to happen. Anybody hear what I'm trying to say? We want the miracle of the miracle without the first miracle happening, because the first one hurt. Hello, somebody? Oh, if women could just teleport babies out of their bellies, if you didn't have to push. Oh, if we could build houses without having to bang hammers and nails. Oh, if we could just get the thing that we want. If everybody could get the first car they wanted the first time. That's part of what's wrong with the generation that we are raising today. We find ourselves wanting to give children adult blessing. The first car they want, the first outfit they want. Got children wearing $1,000 gowns to prom who've never put a gown on, but I want to look like Nicki Minaj going to the Oscars. Nicki Minaj going to the Oscars is going to the Oscars because she's an invited guest. Cardi B going to the Grammys in a $5,000 gown, $10,000 gown is because she's an honoree at the event. You just want to go in a $5,000 gown so that you can look like somebody who's doing something. Anybody understand what I'm trying to get us to? We always want to look like we doing something. That's what church Christians can struggle in, the wanting church to look like we doing something, right? And forgetting the part where he says, I got to die so that you can have the audacious capacity of meeting me at Galilee. Because your friends and doubters are going to say, but we saw it die. We saw the dream die. We saw your hope die. We saw the relationship end. We saw you get fired. We saw you lose that car. We saw you go through struggle. We saw it. Where you going? To Galilee. What for? Anybody hear what I'm trying to tell you? So the process was laid out when we were sitting together in communion. It's so imperative that we unpack that today as we prepare for the first communion of this calendar year, so that we can give ourselves this opportunity to flip it again. He says, I want you to understand how imperative that it is to understand the steps, because while you're stepping, the steps are going to feel heavy and hard, right? Because first of all, you got to let them get to me. You got to let them get to that spot where your faith is sitting. Because first they got to strike the shepherd, right? So anybody who has suffered a great loss, I'm talking, hello, I get it's like when your old friend from elementary school you heard about on social media died, but when your child, but when your mama, but when your daddy, but when your son, when your daughter, when they strike the shepherd, because some of y'all don't realize you've been struck because it didn't kill you, but it tried to. I wish somebody could hear me. It's going to have to get you close. That's how you know you're close, because it shoots close. Anybody? I ain't talking about the time that grace got you grazed. I'm talking about the time you took a direct hit. Anybody hear what I'm trying to tell you? He said they're going to have to strike the shepherd in your house, on your job, in your temple. You're the shepherd, and then the sheep are going to have to scatter. Oh, my friends fell away. When I was going through, my friends fell away. When I needed, the same people I gave to didn't have it to give to me. but I see them online with new clothes. I see them online partying. I see them online, but I just ask for. So you're going to have to see that so that something can die, so that it can be resurrected. Hello? I ain't say this. Something can die. See, we want the thing to die. I'm talking about your belief that everybody that was with you was for you. That might have to die so you can be resurrected. Anybody? Sometimes parenthetical theories have to die, not just the slaughter of people. Can somebody hear me? I'm gonna have to take these glasses off. Hello, somebody. So I just want us to understand that so that we can understand how punchy Jesus was in these moments when he says, sit with me. He says that, sit with me while I go over there and pray. Sit with me. I want y'all to sit, be in the season with me. Because if we don't read this, if we don't read these 10 verses here and understand Jesus floated. How come the last 10 things Jesus said ain't in here? Because he said some stuff in here. Sit with me. Couldn't y'all still resting? Y'all still sleeping? He said some stuff in here to break down the core and the crux of who we are. He says, it says that he took Peter and 2 sons of Zebedee with him, and he began to be sorrowful and troubled. Hello, somebody. I want somebody in here who forgot that they were the shepherd, forgot that they were the doctor, forgot that they were the mother, forgot that they were the aunt, forgot that you were in charge, forgot how all of the weight that was on you. I want you to sit and give yourself the season of just a moment to allow yourself to see that Jesus didn't just weep, that short verse that people like Jesus wept. But in this moment, Jesus was sorrowful and troubled, right? Right? It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy thing for him. He was ready to do the work, but it wasn't an easy thing. Sometimes you got to take your 2 closest into the room and wail. Anybody hear me? And if you don't have somebody in your life who will let you wail, find you somebody else. Is that harsh? It's not. But you need somebody who you can grab by the hand without explanation. Somebody who can hear the tone of your voice and show up at your door because you don't sound like yourself. And let yourself be the self you have to be in that moment, because big things are about to happen. Big things. Jesus already laid it out. He said, so let me be sorrowful and troubled. My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death. Now he said that to his closest, and then he said, stay here and keep watch with me. Now I'm gonna walk away from y'all too. It ain't I don't trust you. There's some snot I got to get out that ain't got nothing to do with y'all. It's hide in the back of my spleen. It's hide in the hurt of the 8-year-old me, the 18-year-old me, the I can't believe I'm having to go through this me, the I'm afraid I won't make it through this season me. I got to go over there and get that out, because even y'all don't understand that lives in me and I'm Jesus. Anybody? I want you to understand so that you don't have to struggle with what it means to see your mama cry. Anybody go your whole life and not see your parent cry? I guarantee you she did. I guarantee you daddy cried. I guarantee you cried and your kids couldn't see it because you made sure they didn't, because you needed them to know that they were safe even when you weren't. Somebody hear me what I'm trying to tell you? He said, y'all stay here. Thank you for the safety, for the holding, for the loving, for the covering and caring. But even from here, I got to go deeper in order to understand what it is that is happening in this season for me. And he says, my father, he says, my father, he goes a little further, He fell on his face to the ground and prayed, my father, if it is possible, may this cup be taken from me. If it is possible, God, I don't want to endure this hurt, even though I understand the steps after it. Jesus has moments where he tells us, I am holy and wholly human at the same time. I'm going through this thing physically, spiritually, and emotionally, just like you. And I want to leave this record with my closest so that they can tell somebody in the moment he wailed, felt sorrowful, and was troubled. He fell down on his face and cried out to God. If this does, he didn't say, Lord, don't make this happen. I wish somebody could hear me. He didn't say, Lord, can we skip over this part? Did not say, I am your son. Why would he kill his own son? Because he sent himself as his own son. I wish somebody could hear that. So I want somebody to hear what Jesus is saying. He's saying, I don't want to have to go through this thing if it is possible. However, not my will, your will be done. Jesus ain't so much as been touched at this point in his life. Ain't no stories about 17-year-old Jesus in a street fight over being gay at the park. Ain't no stories in this about your black, your pug nose. Ain't nobody teasing and taunting Jesus at this point. So Jesus isn't drawing up, getting small because he's having worry and weary about what a whooping's gonna look like. Anybody? Jesus ain't going through that. Jesus is an empath who's saying, I feel all the feelings of the feelers on the earth. Do I have to? If you're gonna die and take all pain, you're gonna have to feel all the pain first. Anybody hear me? Anybody? If you're going to take all of the pain of the earth, you got to feel all of the pain of the earth and take that to the cross. I wish somebody could hear me. This isn't, ooh, Jesus is avoiding the gunshot. Ooh, Jesus is avoiding the crown of nails. He don't know nothing about that. That's how he survived all of that, because he was feeling our depression, our anxiety, our frustration, our worry, our weary, and it just came at him. Once he opened himself, while he was in meditation, I wish somebody would understand why people afraid to meditate. Because when you open all of your chakras and all of your portals, you start to become empathic and start to feel everything. Lord, if it's possible, can I just die? Do I have to feel along the way? He says, well, watch and pray. Watch and pray so that you don't fall in temptation. The spirit is willing. It's the flesh that's weak. Get it? He's talking about them and him too. It's going to hurt to feel all of this feeling. As parents, y'all, anybody that's in here that's parents or serving in parental capacity, because I want somebody to get clear. When y'all hear me talking about parent, and people go, well, Pastor, everybody to give birth to children. Don't do that. Don't act like you forgot that Javelle Kwame Taylor didn't come out of my loins. That's my son. I would rip your lips off if you said anything otherwise. So just be very clear that when Dr. Davis goes through the school, there are children who attach to her like mother figure. They see it. When Mother Tracy walks into the ballroom, there are people who are in it, but there are ones who go, she's here, the one who got me through, right? So understand this when he says the spirit is willing, like it sounds good on paper. To say I love you like a parent, I'll take care of you no matter what. It sounds good on paper to suggest I'll fight the demons and fight the lions and tigers, and it sounds good on paper until you have to feel, until your child don't come home at night, until they do something so stupid that it feels like they could destroy the rest of their lives, and you want to just blink and fix it. The spirit is willing. The flesh gets weak sometimes. That's why parents try to jump in and stop their kids from making stupid choices. You ain't worried about how it's going to change the rest of their life. You worried going to change the rest of your life. Because if you ain't never had a moment where you would choke somebody out for your child, keep living. You're like, ooh, I'm so glad I'm saved, because were it not for the blood-stained banner, so-and-so would be dead. I'm saying, I ain't talking for y'all. I'm speaking for myself. Amen. And so Jesus is trying to get us to understand that he says the spirit is willing, the flesh gets weak, because the weight of it, the heavy of it can be a thing. So he goes away a second time and he prays, my Father, if it's not possible for the cup to be taken, unless I drink it, then may your will be done. The surrender, the submission, the clarity and understanding of the process, right? The process that I've got to get to this thing and get on with this thing, so we can get through this thing, so that we can get to the parts where, the part where I say, meet me at Galilee, meet me at the place, so you can see that in spite of the guards at the gate, in spite of the knives and the piercing in the side and the crown and the whips and the cross, in spite of the nails through my hands and through my feet, you got to see all of that. So when you meet me at Galilee, so that when you see me again, that Fantasia song is when I see you. When you see me again, you remember what I went through. So now you got to remember what I went through to get to you again. I went through and told you. Psst, psst. Can you imagine that if you see that your grandmama and you go to bend over to kiss her physical body in the grave? I love you, grandma. To remind you that this little flesh thing is just a thing. I'm going to prepare a place for you. I'm going on ahead of you to do the thing that the word says. I'm telling you, I don't understand how it was only me and one other lady shouting at the end of Harriet when they showed us that the last words out of Harriet Tubman's mouth before she left the earth was, "I go to prepare a place for you." I was like, they went in the house and closed the door. They'd have had to throw that door right back open and show me running out into the street. I Harriet Tubman, who freed you. I Harriet Tubman, who was a general in the man's army, the white man's army, and I was a black woman general who they put in position to free some folks. I'm telling you, when you got actual evidence that I freed some folks, you thought this was something? I go to prepare a place for you. Even the one who said, Harriet, all of us ain't strong enough to run. Even the one who said, I got babies here, I can't leave them. She said, well, I'm going to prepare a place for you, the one who couldn't physically run in this season. Y'all with me? It ain't going to be much longer, I think. I don't know. We can hear one thing in the process and screw up the entire process because we don't like this part. So we stop listening. We stop wondering. We stop participating fully. Hello, somebody. Somebody heard. I mean, part of this is, somebody was like, "Oh, I ain't going to church. They said it's going to snow." Because your road don't look like my road. I can't sit over here and go, "Why y'all ain't coming to church?" Because some of y'all don't live where I live. I don't live where y'all live. So some streets are clear. Some people have a foot of snow. Your circumstance ain't my circumstance. So I can't judge your capacity to move based on me because you ain't me. Hello, somebody? It's just like when you see, I saw a thing on the internet the other day, this little boy running for his life from a dog, right? And the dog was this big, and everybody's laughing like, "Oh my God, what's wrong with that little boy?" The little boy has been traumatized by a dog just because you can differentiate the breed of dog that scared him. My sister Diane ain't coming to a house where there's a dog, period. "Oh, but this one's friendly. Oh, but this one's nice. Oh, but that's not my story." Anybody understand me? And if you don't understand my whole story, you can't insert yourself into pieces of it, suggesting that if you would just lighten up and brighten up, then you would see my dog is better than your story. Because that's what you're saying. My moment is better than your moment. I have a dog. When I tell people I can't eat chocolate because I'm allergic to it, they go, "Oh my God, I would die if I couldn't eat chocolate." I said, "I would die if I eat chocolate." I'm trying to understand what you think you're saying. You want my chocolate? You can have my chocolate, but you ain't saying nothing sexy to me. You're not tempting me. Chocolate will kill, That's why I understand it when Trustee Dawn or Reverend Cheryl or Minister L see me trying to slip a Snicker bar, Mother Tracy, in my mouth, and they smack my hand like. I know because the one time I ever got a piece of chocolate was the one time at Halloween where I ate a Snicker bar and I was like, "Oh my God, what is this?" And woke up in the hospital because that's when I discovered I was allergic to chocolate. And I was like, but every once in a while, I just want to bite of a Snicker. I could wash it down with a whole gallon of water. But why would I put poison in my body and then try to diffuse it? But why do we? Huh? Huh? You look at me with my chocolate, and then, "Ooh, I'm sorry, Pastor. Don't be sorry at me. I ain't inhaling your smoke." Anybody? You understand me? I'm just saying. So we understand this and how we can go through the process. And Jesus said, so here's what you do. They're going to strike the shepherd. Then they're going to scatter the sheep. And then I'm going to die but rise again. And then you're going to meet me at the place I tell you to meet me. No matter what mountains or pains or past or hurts or harm you have to go through to get to where I'm trying to get you. Anybody? Anybody? That's a just keep going moment in Jesus. He's like, I know some stuff's going to come up between when you see me again and when you meet me in Galilee. When you see me die on the cross and when you get to Galilee. When you believe I can do it and when you get to Galilee. When you trust that I trust you and when you go to Galilee. When you believe that I believe in you and go to Galilee. When you get up from your broken and your pain and your and get on to Galilee. When you get saved and sanctified and filled with the Holy Ghost and go to church and get an office and then you say, Lord, what shall I do? The Lord said, meet me in Galilee. The assignment is still the same. What shall I do? Meet me at the place on the other side of resurrected. Let's go there. So we get lost in the Lord. What shall I do? What shall I do, Lord? If I were Peter, if it were Peter, he would have cut somebody and kept him away from him. Feeling like that's what a friend does. But not when the friend tells you, I'm going to have this baby naturally. And I know you want to hold up with the epidural, but I'm having the baby naturally. So no matter how much I scream, don't drug me. Anybody? Anybody wish that you could rescue your child, wish you could rescue your friend? And the declaration to you is no matter how much I scream, don't drug me. Anybody? Anybody? Girl, we need a drink. No matter how much I scream, don't drug me. I'm going through. If I could just find somebody to lay down with, no matter how much I scream, do not drug me. You understand me? Do not drug me, because that's just me trying to quiet the storm that's going on inside my head. That's just me trying to quiet the process because I don't want to endure it. That's just me trying to see if I can slip through this part. But that's when I ask, Father, my Father, if it be your will. That's why sometimes we have to mother, father everything, God. Because my Father, we get that from, oh, I'm trying to protect you. But what about Mama, God? Mama, can I have this baby without pushing? Huh? Huh? And then you say, well, numb me and give me a C-section. No matter what I say, don't drug me. The doctor said, now you could have a C-section, but it's going to take longer to recover. I wish somebody could hear me and forgive yourself for the C-section you went through to get to where you got to, right? It's going to take longer to heal, and you might bleed out. The likelihood of you extracting more blood from you is higher. So if you can push, that's why Mother God is important. And no, it's too much. It don't sound okay. Pastor, you ain't got a right to say that. Okay, you understand what I'm trying to say? He's saying that if you want to avoid the problem, it's an easier way. There's an other way. Also, other way. There's another way. But if you want to go the way that's going to assure with assurance that you will be all right, then push. Right? Because what then happens there is that we have to then get up. If someone else among the disciples had been the ferocious fighter that they wanted to be, they would have tackled Judas. He said, "Here comes my betrayer." They would have just tackled him. Peter had a knife in his back pocket. We know this verses ago. He could have just went, but Jesus had already said to him, "Here it comes, struggle man." Everybody wants to know why didn't somebody fight the cop that was on top of George Floyd? Why didn't somebody found George Zimmerman and killed him by now? Because God said we're not that kind of people, right? Because if we were that kind of people, Peter would have slit Judas's throat. No, it's too much. It's too much. It's too much. It's too much. I just want you to understand. I wish you would look at your own life and understand the person who is still alive today, because the grace of God said to you, I know you want to cut somebody, but before the cock crows 3 times, you got to deny me. I can't, Jesus. You understand that no matter what, I would never do that, and the soft be that as it may, that Jesus says, I understand that. Like, I understand what you're saying. I wish somebody who could look at their best friend across the room and be like, you see her? I see her. You know I want to go over there. You know you bet not. But can I just slap her? No, you cannot. All right then. And not a word was said. When Jesus says to him, be that as it may, verily I say to you, like, Peter, calm your happy behind down, because there's a plan afoot and there's a process already in motion. And if you cut somebody, if you kill Judas, then this whole thing goes this way. Now it's the trial of Peter for murder versus anybody. It's the Judas with the innocent man, and he got blah, blah. It's the Jesus and that crew rolling with him. They ain't never been no good. No, it becomes a whole nother story. And I wish somebody who could understand what it means to be sidetracked in the process will hear what I'm trying to tell you. But I need you to understand this, because Tremaine Hawkins is the woman, and James Cleveland had a hit with it too, because the song that is today's sermon is "What Shall I Do?" And the line in the song says, "What shall I do? What step shall I take? What move shall I make? Oh Lord, what shall I do?" And Jesus lays out the steps. He said, here are the steps. Here's what I need you to do. You have been who have been in my inner circle. You whom with I have perfect and close and clean and clear and constant relationship. I need you to do this. What move will I make? Because Jesus waits, right? Jesus goes in to the garden and goes to the process, and he waits. And I want us to understand how impactful and how imperative the action and the energy of waiting is. And half the reason we can't wait is because we don't know how to focus, right? And I remember God gave this to me years ago, and I said I was going to put it on a t-shirt, then a pandemic came. But focus is figuring out concentration under stress. I want to do something else. I got to think. Focus. Lord, focus. Jesus, wait. He said, I'm going to go over here. He said, couldn't y'all even wait with me, sit with me for an hour? So that between that line is a whole hour. He said, y'all fell asleep there, but when we were bored, Well, we were bored. Well, he didn't say, pray with me. He didn't say, do what I'm doing. They could have been doing jumping jacks. They could have been in prayer. They could have been in meditation. They could have been talking to each other. They fell asleep because they did not focus. They didn't realize that they had a part in the task, in the process, that they were assigned something in the journey, because we forget that we have something to do while we're doing nothing. You have to figure out concentration under stress. Figure it out, work it out, walk it out. But the work, but there is work, because it becomes an active, actualized action to be still and know, to wait. Watch this, y'all. Watch. I'm almost through. To wait. To wait is to stay where one is or delay action until a particular time or until something else happens. Somebody hear what I just said? To wait is to stay where one is or delay action until a particular time or something or until something else happens. Wait is also used to indicate that one is eagerly impatient to do or find something else. Anybody hear what I just said? You can either figure out, how to delay action and stay where you are, or get eagerly impatient. But they're both waiting. While you're doing something else, you are still waiting for the original thing to move into action. You just distracted yourself with another action. So you can either sit still, stay where you are and wait on a specific thing to happen, or show that you are eagerly impatient while you're doing something else. But either way, God is asking you to wait. And I want somebody to receive today that God told me that to wait is to be with absolute intention and trust. Anybody hear that? To be with absolute intention and trust. To be able to sit still knowing your mama coming, right? There's people that my friends said they coming, they're going to be here at 6:30. Even if they ain't here, something happened. But I haven't heard from them, so they're on the way. Ain't no need to call them, because she ain't going to answer the phone while she's driving. So, trusting that she's already on the way, I'm going to wait. What shall I do? Wait. Find something else to do. Look at your outfit. Oh, do I actually like this shirt? Oh, maybe I'll just run upstairs and change tops, because we said we were going such and such, and this is a little hot because I'm trying to be a little cute, and it's new, but it don't go with these pants, and it ain't the vibe of the evening. Let me go upstairs and change outfits. Waiting. And then you come back in something more comfortable, and they pulled up. And it's where you been? I told you I was coming. So to wait has action and energy to it. To do it with absolute intention and trust. And the reason we struggle sometimes, the reason we need to understand this story and this impact of it, is because they went to the garden with Jesus, right beside Jesus, and still couldn't wait. So you ain't crazy when you can't figure out how to wait when you find something else to do, because they was right there with them with the process and the assignment, and still did something else. Your assignment, as we move into this new year of audacity, of impact and empower, is to figure out how to wait. How to move through the world with absolute intention and trust. Because they that wait on the Lord shall in fact and indeed renew their strength. They shall mount up on wings as eagles. They shall walk and not get weary. They shall run and not faint. Wait with intention, with absolute, here it is. That's the problem. With absolute intention. Like, I know you got me. I know you got me. I know you got me. Not where are you? Because then you have to ask yourself, Lord, where are you? Where? Ooh, you probably fixing that thing I messed up yesterday. Where are you? You probably waiting around the corner because you expecting to see me leave in 5, 4. There you go. There you go. I want to do something else. Lord, where are you? Lord, I don't know. Where are you? Because I promise, wherever you go, I am. In the midst of it, there too shall I be. So why are you asking where I am? Where you at? Where are you? Where you waiting for? Where you waiting? Are you at the bus stop? Where you waiting? Where you waiting? Are you sitting on the couch? Where you waiting? What, you find something to eat, even though we going to dinner? I'm just going to have a little snack. We find ways to mess up the process. We find ways because we are impatient, petulant little children who keep giving birth to another generation that becomes more and more and more impatient. And now people don't know how to tell their children no. I saw this thing in the store the other day, and the father said to the son, any toy you can hold in your hand, I will get you. The little boy had to be 3, 4, 5. The little boy figured out how to pick up a box this big and hold it in one hand. And hold it in one hand. In one instance, you got to applaud the little boy because at that young age, he said, "Well, you said if I could hold it in my hand, I'm holding it. I'm holding it. What did you mean, Father? What did you mean, Father? So I can know now going forward from 5. Tell me what you meant when you said if I could hold it in my hand. Because at 5, I done figured out how to lift up this Tonka toy with one hand. I done figured out how to hold this heavy box with one hand. He was holding it like this. He said, "Oh, no, you were holding it like this." This how I looked, y'all. He was holding it like this. He said, "What you said I could hold in my hand." The boy didn't even say. He looked at him like, "It's in my hand." He said, "No. I said in a hand, in your hand. One hand." The little boy put it down, adjusted himself, and then picked it up with one hand. Anybody hear me? Huh? Because what we have to get to as we get through the journey of figuring out our faith and our focus and our fire, right, is how we talk to God and how God talks to us. Because some of us mad at God for doing exactly what God said God would do. Some of us mad at God for blessing us even in our mess because we thought that mess should have killed me. It must be all right because God didn't destroy me. God said, "Well, I promise you that I'd meet you in Galilee. If you stumble, I'm gonna stumble with you. If you fall, I'm gonna fall with you. If you get in the fire, I'm going in the fire with you. Go in the lions, then I'm going in there with you. I don't understand these detours you're taking because I said meet me in Galilee. But if you want to take the long route, that is on you." But if you would just wait with absolute intention and trust and move when I move, then you'll see that when I told you to take that right, and you go, "But I don't normally take, I normally go left because I know, take the right." And then you go right and drive down the street, and over to your left, you can see the fire burning on the turnpike. Over to your left, you can see the accident you avoided. Over to your left, you leave your phone and come back, and somebody you didn't want to talk to had called. In the 5 minutes you ran to the corner store without your phone, thought you was going to die. God go, "Did you want to talk to them?" No. So you understand why we left that phone? Yes. Do you understand that when I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you? I'm not speaking to the universe. I'm talking to you. Get yourself together and wait with absolute intention and trust. Because I believe that God's working on a building for Unity Fellowship Church in Park. I believe that God's working on new jobs for 6 people in the sound of my voice. I believe that somebody's about to get a bonus in 2024 in this first month. I believe somebody's about to see new season in this cold season. I believe that the rain falling from the ground that looked like snow in other places fell like rain in your neighborhood because you put seeds in the ground. And while everybody else got snow, God said all of this was to hydrate, lubricate, and put precipitation on what you put in the ground. Everybody else got it as snow. How come you got rain? How come you got the thing that watered the thing in the ground faster? Huh? Because you waited. And they that wait. Huh? There's a wait, there's a worthy in the wait. There's a wow in the wait. There's a wonder in the wait. And all of this was instruction that we got when Jesus and the boys took communion. He said, "Listen, this is the last time it's going to be quiet around this. Once we leave here, it's going to get kind of noisy. Once you get up out the baptism pool, it's going to get kind of noisy. Once you get your certificate, it's going to get kind of noisy. Once they use your new title, it's going to get kind of noisy. When you see your new office, it's going to get kind of noisy when we come out of here. So wait, I'm telling you, next time you hear God say wait, and it's some sort of inopportune spot, go back into the bathroom stall. Go back into your office and call, "Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Hey, who called my name?" Pause, Get real still because God is trying to tell you the next part of the process, God is trying to give you direction and a directive so that you can move, if you desire, easily. Because everybody don't want to move easily. Some people like working out. How much weight can I lift? Some people do that to our actual physical lives. How much can I take on? If I don't get it done, it ain't gonna get done. Everybody need me. If I don't, and we start putting stuff on us and calling it God. God said, if you would stop, listen for my voice, and stay in the bathroom 22 more seconds, I got something to tell you. You would stop singing, trying to cover the pain. If you would stop playing loud music in the morning, if you would listen to what the bird is saying, not just try to shoot a bird off the branch, you'll hear I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to tell you the process. And you see, they're gonna try to get, they're gonna strike the shepherd, they're gonna scatter the sheep, then they're gonna kill a thing. Anybody, they're gonna kill it, and then I'm gonna resurrect it, and you're gonna meet me where we said we were going. Anybody? I'm just trying to. It's gonna be hard. There's only 4 steps to it. They're going to attack. Anybody felt like that you had already seen something in the first week coming into the year, he said they're going to attack They gonna strike the shepherd. That's what they do. Huh? Some people gonna scatter. That's what they do. Something's gonna have to die. But half of us know what that is anyway. He said, then meet me where we said we meet. Meet me where we said we meet up. You got to sometimes you got to fall down to get up. Sometimes you got to fall down to remember to meet up. That's the thing now, to meet up. Where did we say we meet, Lord? What did you tell me at 12 you wanted to meet me? What did you tell me when that last job came through you wanted to meet me? What is the thing you said you wanted to do? And how come you're not doing that? I remember having to tell my mother, God bless her, I'm so thankful that this body of Christ in love got on a plane with my mother in order, not twice, for her to come to Los Angeles. Well, my mom said, I ain't getting on a plane, but she's like, I got to go to Los Angeles to see my baby. And yet she wouldn't get on a plane to go to Paris. And mama swore she wanted to go to Paris. I was like, well, mama, I'm blessed and able now to send you to Paris, take you to Paris, whatever you want to do in Paris. And my mother said, baby, it really was I need to get over the fear of traveling. I don't want to get on a plane to travel. I'm so, okay, mom, because there ain't no buses to go to Paris. Got it? Ain't no bus. So what you gonna do? What you want to do? What you want? I just want to travel, right? So I remember the day my mama called me. I said, Mama, what you doing? Because she was always asking me what I'm doing. I called and said, what you doing? She said, nothing. Me and John just came down to Jacksonville. I said, Florida? Mama? Okay. But because she was safe with a man, that she could be safe with again. Because she trusted herself to have chosen well again. Because she was able to speak the desires of her heart. I'm a sassy old woman of 70-something years old, and if I want to go, I get to go. Hello, somebody. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And don't ask me nothing. I'm the mother. I get to ask about what you're doing. Don't ask me about my business. Yes, ma'am. You're right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That was my mama in Galilee. Happy to be able to say, I'm not where I used to be. Anybody? And God took her where she promised God to be there. Because I don't know why mama wanted to go to Jacksonville. I didn't even know that was on any list, because what mama's dreams are with God ain't none of my business. Our assignment is to wait with absolute intention and trust, right? What shall I do? I will wait. I must wait. I got to wait. But instead of acting like I don't understand what wait means, I get to do something while I wait. Even while I'm unraveling the waiting, I'm doing something. So I can wait and stay exactly where I am, knowing that I'm waiting, that I'm in preparation for another thing, or I can be impatiently. I can be impatiently waiting. Either way, I'm doing something. So I want somebody to hear me today as we prepare for communion, to understand that the wait that we keep missing, because what waiting looked like wasn't what it looked like for the disciples. The disciples didn't get the waiting part. They didn't get that Jesus was waiting. He talked to God. He struggled with his fears. He clarified his position. If I don't have to do this, can I not? But ultimately, he understood the assignment. Anybody hear what I just said? He talked to God while he was in it. Made clear his position. If I have to do this, but not my will. I want to be the director of the agency. Okay, well, that means you got to go through the struggles of manager. And the manager is where you've been friends with some people who now have to see you differently. So if they're going to see you differently, you have to do differently, right? Because when your mama used to say to you, I ain't one of your little friends, you got to deal with that at work now with your little friends who are on the same level as you, but you're not trying to stay on this level. Help somebody, Minister B. They're like, who you think you in charge? Oh, now since you put on suits, bitch. Now since you got that house, now since you got that little pretty woman, you think you better than us. No, I said I think I'm better than me. I think I became a better version of me. I ain't worried about you. You think while I was talking to Tony, I was worried about you? While I was going through the call out, I was thinking about you. While I was looking at houses, I was looking at you. Ain't nobody thinking about you. I've been waiting on the Lord. And as long as it took to get here, the fact that she, it, and this showed up at the same time is the glory in my story. They that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. It's already in the guidebook. Mount up on wings. It look like stuff just started happening because you're mounted up on wings like eagles. They say like pigeons. They say like hummingbirds. Say like eagles. I want somebody who's prepared for stuff to mount up like on wings like eagle in 2024. To open your mouth and just say something. Open your mic and just say something.
Ready.
I'm ready.
Amen.
I said, thank God.
Amen.
Get it. Let's
Uh-huh.
get it. Let's
Open
get
my
it. Let's
God.
get it.
I'm
Let's
trying to
get
be
it.
thinking about it.
Ha!
Huh?
Learn how to wait.
I ain't thinking about none of y'all. Y'all hear me? All right, while I'm waiting, I ain't thinking
Ready,
about
ready,
none of
and
y'all.
ready.
Because what me and God talking about ain't nobody business. My son don't know. My best Jesus.
Yep. Yes, Lord. Woo.
They that wait. While he was in there, he talked to God, got clear about his position, and then did the uncomfortable work of struggling through his fears. Even Jesus. So be nicer to yourself while you're struggling, because you're going to struggle. But if you wait and be of good courage, God's going to say, I don't have to come anywhere. I'm already here. Amen.